going on, guys? Welcome back to the struggle from the crib. Nadeska Akademiks and Wayno here. Now, you know you've been locked up at home for way too long when these two are finally getting sick of Instagram Live. Because you guys love the bullshit, usually.
Yeah, yo, Instagram Live. It's just that, like, all the people I follow on Instagram Live, like, you know your friends that don't, like, do regular shit, that, like, work at schools or whatever the case may be, they be on live at 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, what the fuck is you going live for?
What are they doing?
Like,
Do you tune in?
Yeah, I tune in for like a good two or 3 seconds, and then I check into everybody live and then bounce.
Yeah, I'm sick of Instagram Live for just some of the stuff that, you know, like, first of all, I'm never sick of Demon Time Mondays. Love it. But, like, things like, you know, I think sometimes, you know, attention and fame, I think some celebrities are taking too much advantage of it. Like, when I see artists telling fans to go drink pee, eat shit in a sandwich, like, shave their eyebrows, like, again, these are kids who look up to you. They'll do anything for you, and like you're embarrassed. Like, people are gonna clip that. Like 10 years down the line, remember when you did that embarrassing shit. So that's about it.
Yeah, it's just funny, like, when people get on live and they just keep looking, like, who else is in here? And it's like 2 people in there, and it's like they keep looking like something's magically gonna happen, like people's gonna appear. But other than that, like, Instagram Live is pretty much getting on my nerves.
Wow.
I will also say that it kind of removes them. I'm glad certain artists aren't indulging in it too much, because it removes, like, the intrigue and, like, even the mystique. Like I see Trippie Redd on live so much now. I realize Trippie lives a pretty fucking boring life. You get me? Like, and a lot of times we be thinking about these celebrities like, yo, it's so lit because we're seeing videos and a lot of other things. No, they be at the crib bored as fuck, just like us. And because of the famous celebrity, they're almost prisoners even before the coronavirus. So, you know, it removes the mystique.
Wow, maybe I should get on live then, build some shit and repot some plants. Live my normal life since everyone is just doing
You definitely get the
anyway.
Home Depot crowd.
The Home Depot
Listen, man.
HGTV crowd.
Just don't accept the request when Boosie adds you to the live. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I'll care for you. I'm telling you this.
I'm good. All right, guys. So I think the more reporting we see on the coronavirus, the more we're realizing this thing has actually been in the States for longer than at least the federal government was telling us. I believe in New York, the first confirmed case, maybe it was late February or something, but it was definitely here way before that. They just didn't have testing capacity. So Styles P, who's trying to question how we're going to enforce the 6 feet social distancing, by the way, he said he thought he actually had this thing in January. Even our producer Roger told me he was like very, very sick in December. I was super sick in January for a week when I came back from Africa and just had to stay home. Like, I think a lot of people actually had this before.
Nah. Don't blame us on Africa now. Africa don't got it.
I didn't blame anything on Africa. It was like
you called that shit in Germany.
It was like a 24-hour flight home. Anyway, that's not the point. People think it's been here for a lot longer than we knew. So obviously, like, social distancing is like our tool to fight this right now. So Styles tweeted, he said, if you punch someone in the face for not respecting the 6-foot rule, is that a crime or a self-defense / self-immunity? Can we self-enforce?
I don't know. Styles is wild, but you know what I think about this? It kind of bugs me out with the whole. I get the whole social distancing shit, but when you go to Walmart, that doesn't exist. Everybody's crossing each other in lanes, so it's like, how do we social distance when I'm going for cookie dough and you going for fucking cheese and they right next to each other? It's like, you know, and we're I just don't get it. You know, I get it, but at the same time, it's tough to enforce. Yeah. Like, now you see so many people, like, they got the lines to get into the supermarket just to be walking next to people. It makes no sense.
Hey, I mean, I see businesses getting very serious with it. I know, like, Styles P's making, like, you know, like, on a human level, how do we deal with it? But, like, yesterday, I was giving somebody a ride to, like, the store, and literally the sign says on the door, if you don't have a face mask, you can't get in. They're not letting people in if you don't have, at least for what they feel is some type of protection, that if you do have something or if you don't, you can be protected. So obviously, you know, this is getting more serious in terms of social distancing. I'm not going to lie. Yes, what should I have done, right?
What you did, Academic.
No. Okay. So, all right. So yesterday, I go through, and this is where we cue all the comments for the, you know, the jokes or whatever. I'm in the drive-thru. I'm just trying to get some food real quick, right? All right, so you see, this is what I like, y'all. This is why I support Lizzo, man. We got something fashion. Anyway, so I get to the fucking window. The dude says, "Oh shit, you look like are you Ack?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Ack." He tries to dap me up,
oh, no.
and I'm like, it's a dick move to say, nigga, you know what time it is. The Rona going on. That's a dick move. I ain't gonna lie to you, I tapped him up, but
Yo, come on, at least a pound. That's at least on the outside.
Yo, you dapped the nigga.
Yo,
you dapped the nigga in the drive-thru. That's giving people food.
Yo, I'm sorry. I came from such a long way. Like, I hate to be a dick to people, even in this time.
That.
I dapped them up. I was like, my nigga, man. And I looked at my hand and I said, damn. They say the coronavirus lasts for 7 days on a fucking shoe. Imagine how long it's going to last on my hand. I drove home with one hand. I'm sorry. I drove home with one hand. I'm serious. But on a serious note, another note, I don't know about y'all. Real talk. A couple of my homies, they have been refreshing their bank accounts. I don't know about y'all. Make too much money. Y'all rich. Nadeska is actually streaming from her guest house today. They actually start issuing the stimulus checks, so a lot of people got their $1,200.
Okay.
Like if somebody comes, I'm ineligible. Like you.
But wait, if somebody comes too close to me, I'm not gonna get aggressive. But it's kind of like I feel like it's almost rude to say like, "Yo, bro, back up." You do that?
No, it's not.
Yo, listen. So it's not. Go ahead.
No, I was just about to say I was in a place not too far from my crib, and it's the security guard dude. He been working there for a minute, and like he always sees me, right? I always give him a pound when it's regular time, but he saw me. He was like, yo, I was like, nah, come on, my nigga. Like we ain't gonna do that right now. Like, you know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but Wayno, you different though. You the type of nigga who will tell somebody, yo, get the fuck away. I'm with my kids or something like that.
Oh yeah,
I be trying to I feel like I'll be rude, but anyway, like,
yo, you gotta just come up with a rehearsed joke or some shit to say to them. You know what I mean? They should already know what time it is. So figure out some shit that you're gonna say. Just give them a pound.
My
or something.
nigga. Yo, my nigga, like, yo, like, it's like,
listen,
it's like almost a diss if you don't.
No,
like,
you know what you should have said? You ain't got a glove on, my nigga? Like,
there you go. Come on, you gotta have something.
You gotta have
you gotta
wait,
have
so
ready.
you purchased food and you let this man pass you your food like with no gloves on? You didn't have no alarms went off, just the pound.
Also, if he screamed out loud when he saw you, he sprayed all over you.
Fuck that. Wayno sound like 6ix9ine now. You sound like you're trying to get this guy fired. I ain't gonna tell you where I went. I ain't gonna tell you where I went. Yeah, no gloves. They got gloves on like that?
Yes, nigga. Everybody everywhere is supposed to have on gloves, Akademiks.
By the way, the gloves don't keep you safe unless you wash the gloves. If you still are contaminated and you touch your face or something. You know what? Enough of this. Yeah, but it's good to see that you guys are taking this serious. Yes, bro. Like you said,
y'all talking about winter gloves? Or y'all, like, I got some gloves right here. Hold on.
Stop it. Can you come back?
Dishwasher gloves.
Like y'all wash these type of gloves? Oh,
yes.
Y'all are
yeah.
Right,
or just make sure you throw them out every time you step back in the house. It's not like they stay germ free. Anyway.
All right, well, back on topic. Yo, Styles P, you'll catch a charge for punching somebody in the mouth. You get me? Yo, somebody tried to tell a cop, like, yo, I can't roll my fucking window down because I got the corona. The cop put the fucking ticket, didn't even talk to him, just put the fucking ticket on this thing and dip. So you're not getting out of things because you want to do social distancing.
Styles P is a change, man. But I like this. This was the old Styles P talking.
Don't hit anybody, just back up. That's all you gotta do. Just keep backing up. All right, so back on this topic again from yesterday. Here we have a better question from fans. You guys were mad at this fan yesterday who asked about, I think it was A Boogie going against 2 Chainz. So E-Money says, so with all these hit for hit battles going on, I was wondering what y'all thought about this. Do you think having a lot of cult classics is better than having a lot of radio hits? For example, someone like a Tyler, the Creator, has a cult side, but like a Travis Scott has radio. Thoughts?
I think Travis has a cult type fan base as well. I don't know. The people just, this time is making people compare all types of shit that don't got no need to compare. Like radio hits over cult classics. What?
We're bored, Wayno. We're so bored.
No, but I mean, like, Tyler, what's crazy? Tyler doesn't even consider his older music good. Like, his older music, I love a lot of it. He's like, that shit is not even good. Like, it doesn't even sound right. So, I don't know what cult classic versus radio hit means, but niggas just want to get money.
I think I might understand what that question actually is intended to, try to,
so
the
break it down
conversation is trying to lead to. I actually, because there's certain artists, I feel like if you say I think, okay, the classic one, which we're not going to get too much into, but like say Jay and Drake, right? I don't think if we do radio hits, it's even close. if we talk about some of the classic songs Jay has just in his catalog that we've just appreciated over time, like he could really kind of stand toe to toe with Drake. For example, also like Meek and 2 Chainz or whatever, right? That was supposed to be like a competition. I think a lot of the songs that Meek got that would really resonate with the crowd that knows Meek aren't the All Eyes on Me with Chris Brown and Nicki Minaj. It's like Burn, House Party. It's like the intro, It's like some of those songs that aren't radio hits, but like people have appreciated over time. So I do think it depends. Like for example, also I know one more thing.
So you telling me that Jay-Z don't have radio hit records is what you said?
He don't got, bro. Your Drake got more slaps than the Beatles. Stop it, bro.
Oh my god!
We gonna have time.
You basing that on numbers, right? You basing that only on numbers?
Wayno, if you got to show off your Rock Nation,
if niggas do no.
If you have you ever been to a Jay-Z concert? Stop it. Come on.
Y'all think Jay has even
hit after hit after hit? Not in maybe our time, but growing up, you're saying Jay didn't have radio hits.
You see, now y'all make me look like a hater because it makes it seem like I am.
No, you're making yourself look like a hater because you keep saying that.
No, it makes it look like I'm marginalizing Jay-Z as like some bum. What I'm saying is that Drake is he's made probably the most hits in terms of just rappers. You get me? In terms of his career, hits that have been radio hits, I don't think Jay has more than him. In my personal
hits
opinion.
rapping or hits singing? Do we break it down to that as well?
Both, because when French Montana played Unforgettable, niggas was two-stepping and they said, Tory, you're out of here. So everything counts. So what I'm saying is that for certain rappers, like, I don't know if Jim Jones and French Montana were trying to, like, do a hit-for-hit thing, but I was thinking about, how would that go? I think I might have Jim. You know why? Man, if Jim started pulling out some of them cold classics, right? Mm-hmm. That's the question. Cold classics from the Diplomats, like, I'm Ready, or shit, a lot of them joints that's
so
one of them diplomatic.
You saying that Jay-Z is Jim Jones to Drake's French Montana is what you saying?
That's what
you said.
Wayno trying to get me really finished on social media today. Listen, man. No, what I'm trying to say is that mainstream wise and just hit wise, I don't think there's pretty much maybe no one besides like Wayne and Kanye that can compete with Drake on a radio hit. But if we're talking about cold classics, Jay's up there with anybody, and he would probably could even body Drake with that.
Up there with anybody. Oh man, I know that. I know in the comment section.
Am I being disrespectful?
Yes, you're being very disrespectful.
Tell me how.
Academics. You don't just make all those number one albums and don't have tons of hit records on them. No, all his number one albums is not just him talking about the streets. You know what I mean? Like it's not just that. It's tons of hit records on it. Like I think you're misidentifying what the radio hit is versus just a hit record. Period.
Bruh, I'm not saying that, but I can name 10 Drake records that you can't even name one Jay-Z.
You thinking about reaction wise. You thinking about reaction wise. That goes to the person's crowd though. That goes to the person's crowd. If you go, that goes to the person's crowd. Like
but we're talking about radio hits versus cold classics.
Okay,
you get me?
All right, let's.
Go ahead, because we're going. This is a whole conversation.
Yeah, I know. Make your list. Also, we really got to take you to a Jay concert once. I don't think you've ever been.
Yeah, I
oh my god! Now I'm a Jay-Z. I love Jay.
I'm not trying to say that you're hating. I'm just trying to say I think it's an experience, like in the position that you are in, that you should probably have at least once just to see what that's like. It might change your perspective a little bit.
This nigga says,
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think this nigga got more hits than Drake. It's not even close. You said it's not even close.
Hold on. I've crazy. Seen it. Hold on, listen. I've seen the B-side concert, whether it was on Tidal. I've seen the Fate of No. I'm being honest. I've seen Fate of Black. Again, I haven't seen it in person, but I've seen him perform many times via just like the internet, right? What I'm saying is that he has very classic records, but I'm not saying that those records pale in comparison to some of these super mega pop hits that Drake has had. I don't think that's too crazy to say.
Okay.
All I'm saying is about why this fan is actually correct is that how do we weigh a song that is like an intro might have never been a top 20 song ever, but it's a classic song that will last the test of time for 25 years. that could go up against any hit record that runs the charts. That means more to me than the box. Like, say it was Meek and, of course that wouldn't make sense, but Meek and Roddy Ricch, if the box gets played, which is a huge mega radio hit, and Meek plays the intro wins hands down for me in that round. I'm just sorry if you ask
But
me.
but look, at the same time, and I'll say this is the last thing I'm gonna say to that because we gotta move on. But like, you have to give the box time. The box hasn't even been out for a year. Like the box to certain kids in 5 years is gonna mean something major to what like the intro might mean to certain people. Like it's gonna mean something to these kids as they grow. You got to give music time to grow. Academics. We're not gonna talk about a song that came out in December being paled in comparison to a song that came out 8 years ago that stood the test of time. Like a song only came out months ago. It's not even a year.
Yo, somebody who's watching this, clip this. We send this to Meek Mill. We're getting your DC chain taken away.
My
No
God.
way the box will
All
ever
right, man,
compare
let's-
to the intro. That's a
It's not
fact.
compared. I'm talking about what it
Move on.
means to people. Academics.
Okay, so no one's been having more fun, I feel like, during this lockdown than Tory Lanez. Quarantine radio has been super lit, and he finally dropped his 5th album. It's called The New Toronto 3. So this comes 4 months after we got Chicks Tape 5. Got a few singles from this, including Broke in a Minute, Do the Most, and Who Needs Love. So this is supposed to be Tory's last album under Interscope Records. On the song Letter to the City, he basically says he didn't feel appreciated by the label. He wants to be fully independent now, and any deal he gets under 100 mil is just offensive. How do you guys feel about this project? What was that face?
I like when artists, whether it's a Tory or a Lil Pump, like throw this massive number in the air, and fans look at it like, oh my God, it's 100 million. It's a negotiation tactic. Tory's not going independent. I will say I enjoy this project. Tory, I think his rap albums are criminally underrated. I do like the Chicks Tape series, but I'm not one of the people who like to be serenaded. He has a huge female audience, and niggas like Wayno might enjoy the R&B side too, but it's cool. What I'm saying is that because I feel like this album and his last two, like, so remove the Chicks Tape, the last two rap albums, man, they should be getting more attention, and like, I'm still wondering why, and
I'll tell you why in a second.
Okay, this is why I think, and then I'll give it to you. You can tell me what you think. I think he really needs he needs that number one that it's a rap record. We identify him for a lot of chart success, but his longest lasting songs on the charts has been R&B, and even still now, while we consider him multi-talented and diverse, we haven't seen that. So I think people sleep on it, but he has great rapping on it.
I think. Well, first off, I really like this album. It got a lot of nice moments on it. Now, what I was gonna say about Tory, I think Tory's biggest problem is that he battles himself too much. I feel like he's like a jack of all trades, master of none, and I don't say that to disrespect him. I just think that he takes so much time showing you that he's so diverse that he could do all these different things. You don't know which side to take the most serious from, and I think that's people's biggest problem with Drake. Like Drake, everybody's biggest problem with Drake was like, oh, he don't rap enough, or he sings too much, but they like him rapping and singing. Tory is kind of like in the same boat. He wants to do Spanish music. He wants to do this. He wants to do that. If you're a rapper, my nigga, I want to hear you rap. I don't give a fuck if you can rap in Spanish. That's cool for like a couple bars, but I want to take you serious as a rapper. And I think that sometimes, the way Toronto seems like they set up to just have that type of music where everybody raps and sings. But I think, if you want to be taken seriously as a rapper, then you got to just rap. Not saying that he can't rap. He can rap his ass off, but there's so many sides to him, you don't know which one to really take in,
Well,
but
he does want to be
aside from
taken
that,
seriously, right? So he had that tweet that he then deleted and then apologized, saying, sorry I said that I'm the best rapper alive. Basically, even if I feel that way about myself, it's a dumbass statement. He said it made me look like a dickhead. I'm not like that. So clearly, rapping is very important to him. Do you agree with Wayno's take?
I want to play devil's advocate and throw right back to Wayno because, understand the jack of all trades, master of none. I have a slightly different take, but to really ask you about that, like, I mean, look at the come up that Drake had. Like, Drake, while he was gaining a lot of respect coming up underneath Wayne, rapping alongside him, and people were saying, "Damn, this dude can keep up." Dropped a couple of tapes, people saw the rapping ability. His first big single was Best I Ever Had. He had Say What's Real. He did the remix of that Kanye song with Trey Songz. So, he was kind of dabbling in multi, like, he wasn't just, oh, let me just show you I'm a really good rapper. He was doing a lot. Why are we criticizing Tory for kind of, putting his feet, in a couple different areas.
I mean, Drake still gets the criticism. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that's just how things are. You know what I mean? It's almost like a double standard type of situation. I think it's undeniable Drake's talent or like Tory's talent. Undeniable. I just think it's like you can't okay, I'll use a sports analogy and it's not basketball, but boxing, right? Boxing for instance. Conor McGregor. Now seriously, Conor McGregor when he fought Floyd Mayweather, right? He
That's
lost.
MMA. Okay.
Wait a second.
Boxing.
Exactly. That's the whole point. If you put Conor McGregor in the ring in the MMA octagon with Floyd, he'll kill Floyd. But you put him in a boxing ring, he couldn't outbox him. I think it's kind of like that with the rapping and singing shit. It's like, okay, if we talking about, yeah, Drake is the fucking best singing rapping nigga, or Tory Lanez puts himself in that seat as well. You can't want to be the best singing rapping nigga and then only want to talk about I'm the best rapper. You know what I mean? I think like you have to do one great before you get, but before you could claim it. And the thing with Tory is he could do the shit great, but then we got I'm sprung songs. Like it's just how the tradition of hip hop is. Like imagine if Nas had a fucking I'm sprung singing song. Not saying that he's on that level because it's gonna people you comparing Nas to Tory Lanez. No, but I'm just saying it's like imagine if like our favorite rappers we came up off of had these type of records. We respect them for rapping because of how they rap.
I would again. I have a million comebacks at that, but I'm gonna actually give a point which I actually think is a little bit more fair representation of why we think he's at this position. Because I don't think none of us think he's unsuccessful. We're just probably wondering if he's so talented, why isn't he selling 200,000? Why isn't he like this big ass star as we would expect him to be with all that talent? Now, to your point, right? Like even the I'm Sprung song. Let's not forget Drake dropped the Care Package. Yo, Drake is one of the biggest people in terms of paying homage like for example, he did I Get Lonely, which is a song from TLC fan mail. So he sung that over, like again, it was paying homage. I get the Chicks tape was more contemporary. He was paying homage to whether it was T-Pain or
I'm not knocking him for that by no means though. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying it's like if you want to be taken serious as a rapper, I don't think people take singing rappers serious. Like like you said, the East Coast like hip hop opinion is what like the opinion in rap usually is, right? Whether the East Coast runs rap or not, it's like that's the opinion. So I think like if you want to be taken serious in rappers just gotta rap, and I don't see a problem with that. When you rap and sing, you just looked at a certain way. And maybe that'll change in the next 10 years, but for now it is what it is.
All right. So this is my like theory on this, right? And I think it really stems from and goes back to, a lot of like, a lot of things that was said about him early on in his career. Like even when he had issues with the Drake camp. And remember Boy Wonder, most famous, he said on like a podcast in Toronto, he said, yo, like Tory Lanez is like ditto. You get me? And for him, it was like Tory has been like criticized for like is it the Hate to Love album? I forgot the name of the title, but a lot of people said that was an attempt to make Take Care, right? So again, people don't see him as being completely original. They see him as kind of almost being in a lane that other people occupy and do better. For example, a lot of times when he's doing the auto-tune at first, people are saying, damn, Travis already has kind of that sound. You get me? So he gets he gets that second place, and because I don't think that in his defense he says, yo, how could you just claim I'm stealing people's style or I'm copying people when I used to write for people? But again, they look at you as not being a pioneer, not being a leader. They look at you as being talented enough to basically be the number two. And the number two guy will never get the respect as the number one or the person who's a pioneer. If you
okay, interesting. Thank you, guys. So unfortunately, we have to go in a minute because these 25 minutes really fly by. I wish we could go back to our longer show. But just last question on Tory then. Do you guys think things like quarantine radio, which has been very, very entertaining, is that helping him with sales or just, getting more people to check out his music?
Absolutely. I mean, I think like that does show like a bit of Tory Lanez is like, his genius a bit, him being able to make something. And he said what was really dope was when he said he was inspired by D Nice, to make quarantine radio, but it's like the most entertaining thing on IG. aside from Boosie's lives. But I think that it's dope. I wanted to ask Ack, yeah, how did you feel about 6ix9ine coming in there and talking about something? If you don't let him play no music, I'm gonna snitch on you. Like, see, I told you he was gonna come out doing all that little funny shit.
Hey, I think we should have a longer conversation about that. I think we should save that conversation specifically about 6ix9ine and his actions recently.
Tomorrow.
Let's do that tomorrow. But finishing up with quarantine radio, I disagree with you. I don't think that helps. I think that helps his social. I think it helps his social media following. I think it might help other brand deals he gets. I think it might, help his celebrity, but it doesn't help people tuning into the music. I think what people come to quarantine radio for is entertainment that's not his music, and sometimes that is going to overshadow your music. The only people who I've seen that really capitalize on like having large crowds or large followings, are the people who mix the music with what is going on for what people are coming in. People are watching for a train wreck. By the way, keep in mind, Tory Lanez got 2 million followers ever since he started quarantine radio. Yeah, that's great. That's cool.
But then you say you put on his shit that his streams went up too, didn't it?
I mean, some of his streams did go up overall, but I think that's just natural because a little bit more of awareness for him, but I don't think people are checking for the music, honestly. Like, if you really want to look at just social media following, like Lil Pump has 18 million followers by now, and if he drops an album, I don't think he would sell 100,000. You know why? The fans at first, they were entertained by a lot of fuckery, a lot of bullshit, foolery. Now they're saying, wait, we actually got to listen to the music. And by the way, Tory
Lanez not whack though.
No,
yeah,
of
that's
course.
What I say. Tory's not whack.
But that's what I'm saying. If I'm Tory, I somehow mix the music. There got to be a perfect synergy.
Okay.
Quarantine radio has to make a song on quarantine radio and have the chicks twerking while the song's being made. They'll go support that. You get me? Like how Boosie kind of did it. Yo, put whatever on live, give you $1,000. That turned that into a song. I'm sorry, you just got to have that synergy, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. We definitely got to go, but keep sending us your fan questions. We're still waiting for someone to send us a video. That would be really cool. 30 seconds or less if you can. Maybe eventually we can have some fans hop on live. That'd be interesting. But for now, we'll see you here tomorrow on Everyday Struggle.